Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Coding with Nishan. Today is lesson 7. We will learn about optionals. What is optionals? How we declare optionals? What is forced unwrapping? What is automatic unwrapping? What is optional binding? So these are the questions I'm going to cover in this video, and it is very important to understand what is optional in Swift. Okay, so first question I'm going to answer, what is optional? So optional is a way of coding where we handle nil situation. And how we handle nil situation and why we handle a nil situation, this is another counter question. Okay, so most of the time, if it happens like any variable or constant which is being used in your application, sometimes it is nil, and when it is nil, there is no value, then application get crash if you haven't handled it properly. So the best way to handle that situation, Swift introduce optional. So it's a kind of way of coding, or you can say better or best way of coding, or good practice to do your coding to avoid situation like crashing your app. Okay, so first thing, like second question, how we declare optional. So yes, how we declare optionals, it's where you can take any string names like str, okay, is equal to int. The moment you add question mark here, that means it's a optional. Okay, optional integer. Okay, so this particular value will always check if this particular value will always check there is a value or not. Okay, on the basis of that only it will perform. Similarly, how you you should not say str, you can say like age, it looks more meaningful. Or you can say name can be a string. Okay, so here you can add a string question mark. Okay, so when you add string is not str, we should say string. Okay, see. Okay, so the moment you add question mark, that means you have to check for its nil situation, because every time you are not going to declare any value in starting, you don't know what will be the value in future, so it is difficult to declare value in starting, so you don't know that because. Okay, so in that situation you can start with your question mark. Okay, this is called declaration of optional string, declaration of optional integer. Okay, second thing, now just suppose you try to give this value as a nil. See, it will throw you error. See, requires construction type. Okay, so always remember there is no nil in Swift. Okay, if you want to give a nil, then you can do something like this. Okay, but still type should be there. Okay, and optional should be there. Okay, so this is how you can do that. Okay, now you know the declaration also. Okay, now I'm giving you one small example where we will check if there is a value or not. Okay, just suppose you have written something like var, okay, my str, and you can typecast it, a string is equal to, or you can leave like this only. Okay, now you apply if condition. Yeah, because it's a basic tutorial, so I'll make some more video to explain how you use if condition, how you use switch condition, how you use loops. Okay, I'll create a separate video for if, switch, and a loop. Okay, so for now please go ahead, I'll explain you better to understand the situation. Okay, if just suppose you have now type my str, you going to check the situation not equal to. Okay, put not equal to nil, and then braces start, braces end, print my str. Okay, and in else condition you can say okay, my is nil. Okay, now run and see. Okay, what will happen. Okay, my str is nil. So what is happening here? You declare one variable string type and there is no value. Okay, and you check before printing it, you have already checked it. What you checked? If my str not equal to nil, print not or equal to nil, print this, or else print this. My string has a nil value. Okay, so it came here. So you have already handled this. Okay, in if condition you have already handled. That's why this code is ran successfully and there is no any issue. Now we will jump into force unwrap. How you force unwrap it. Okay, just suppose this is the same line of code, you can force unwrap it. Okay, how you do that? Okay, here, so same code where my str question mark, now type my string some value. Okay, give some value. My value. Okay, my str. Okay, now remaining code will remain same. Okay, my value, my str not equal to nil, print this. Now run and see it will go in which condition. Okay, see it came here because here it was nil value, that's why it was going in this condition. Now you have already declared the value, so that's why it is going in this condition. It is coming optional. Okay, so we have to unwrap this value. So how we can unwrap this value? We can do one way is like force unwrap. So anytime if you apply or end your string with exclamatory sign, then it is called forced unwrap. Now if you run, there is no optional. Okay, so this is how you can do forced unwrapping. This is called force unwrapping. Now another thing, what is optional binding? Okay, optional binding. So instead of checking nil here, what we can do is we can use if let. So what is if let? If let, you have seen, if you see any Swift code, there is so much if let is applied. If let is the best practice to check optional value or check nil value to avoid the situation of crash if sometime that particular variable or constant holds no value. So this is the best practice which I recommend to everyone to use for going forward in Swift coding. Okay, so how we use if? So let, you can assume another word, any variable, new char equal to this my str. That means it is going to check like in this str something is there or not. Okay, if let, this is called optional binding. Now if you run the code, it will remain same, and this is the best practice to use. Okay, so I hope I answered all your question, all your doubts regarding the optional. I will create a separate video for optional chaining also, so keep watching my video, and please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you can get the notification of my upcoming videos. Thank you so much. Have a good one.